Fish are back in the tank. They were out of the tank, if you haven't been watching the videos, because I completely removed all the rocks that I've had for 6 years in the tank. I got sick of looking at them. I just wanted something different, so it's all new dry rock, with the exception of these three and these two branch stony things. I've always had Eshopps. I started with Eshopps sumps. I have two Eshopps sumps now. My protein skimmer by Eshopps that I've had, the S200, I've had it for like 7 years or something like that, and lately it's just everything I do, it's just not pulling stuff out of the water. It's just bubbling. It's just regular white bubbles. I was gonna go with the Reef Octopus, but you know what? I'm a Eshopps person. I love their skimmers, and the Gen 4, you can control the water level and the amount of air, which controls the amount of skim. Here's my original skimmer. This is nasty. Sorry about the salt creep. I'm gonna take care of that one of these days. Here's the new Eshopps sump. I really, really love this. It's like a wet, dry sump filter. So do you need a protein skimmer? No, you don't. What is a protein skimmer? Well, the water gets pulled in. Basically, this pump motor creates a bunch of bubbles, and then the bubbles pop, and outside on the bubbles, they pop up here in the collection cup, and when the bubbles pop, all the uneaten fish waste and microscopic bad stuff that's in your aquarium water gets left behind in a nasty smelling gunk that you have to clean out. Do you need one of these for your aquarium? No, you don't. And if I didn't have this, I would have definitely tried to find another sump like I just bought, and I would just be filtering out the water through a bunch of mechanical filtration on both sides. But I do like the protein skimmer. I don't use my sumps. I don't put bio balls in there, ceramic rings, none of that stuff. I use my live sand and live rock for the biological filtration. All right? So I just use and replace the foam every 3 to 4 days. Right now the bio load is not big because there's not many fish. Open this up. It's always exciting to get new equipment. You know, this skimmer is a little bigger than I thought it was going to be, but so, okay, it's really nice looking. This is going to control the amount of water height. Usually on average you want to have 8 inches of water in your sump, average. And if you need to make the water go higher or lower, it's got this nice dial, you can tune it in. That's cool. And it works with this door right here that's not moving because it's taped off. All right. But now you've got an airflow adjustment, which is going to determine if you collect thin skim mate, the waste, or thick skim mate. This is really nice. It's made really well. Again, the motor is from Italy. Smells good. That's the last time that's going to happen. And it looks like they changed the design. It used to be a rotating, you know, and I have to brace it against the sump and rotate it to get this off, but now it just fits on there with a rubberized gasket. That's really well made. I really like that design. Oh, it rotates. Take it off. That's nice. Some assembly required. I hate some assembly required. Doesn't look to be too bad. Look at this big motor. Nicely done. This is an improved design where the bubbles come through. Normally it's just like a plate with holes. But now they got this new patented, supposedly this makes the bubbles better. I don't know. They have the S120, which is good for 40 to 120 gallons. The S200, which is what I have here, it's good for 120 to 260 gallons. And they have the S300, which is a monster beast, huge. That is for 260 to 500 gallons. Now, if you're on the fence and you don't quite know where this sits, what to get, they always suggest, all protein skimmer companies, to purchase a skimmer that's right at the level of your aquarium. In other words, it's always better to get a smaller, slightly smaller skimmer than a large one, because it may not take out all the water, all the stuff from the water if you get a larger one. You know, I always thought, get the largest you can afford. Well, it's actually best to get the one closest to your aquarium, unless you know you're going to be getting a much larger tank. I was tempted to get the S120 because it's good for a 40 to 120 gallon. That probably would have been the better choice, especially because I'm probably not going to have many fish in there, so there's not as much fish waste and uneaten food to take up. But I went with the 120 to 260. You know, whatever. Unscrew these, and then these will slide out. You're going to put your motor in there. It's got grooves to put the motor in there. Cord is going to stick out through here. Nicely done, like a little work of art. Alright, now it's twisted. It's down and twisted into place. It's got rubberized feet, so it takes away from the vibration. Put this guy in against the motor, press, and you're done. It's really easy. Put this guy up here. So the old one, the old S200, it only has the water flow, height control, no control for how much air is in the water. This one has both of those. They're about the same size. This one looks a little smaller. Yeah, it is. It's not as wide. Not that it matters, but I prefer this nice jeweled blue. But this served me really well. I love that sump, or that protein skimmer. Oh yeah, much easier to get this one in the tank. I really like this new design where you just push the lid on instead of twisting it. Makes life much easier. Yeah, much better. Watch what happens when I open the air valve all the way. That's a wet skim, and it's going to overflow. We don't want that. There you go. You want to have the water like just below this, the neck, in the neck. So the water level is all the way down, adjusted for the air. That's what I want. Now let's lower the water level a bit with the control on the right side. Let's lower it even more and see what happens when I open this all the way up. Yeah. I kind of like that because it gives like a nice foamy froth. So let's lower the water level more. And then increase the air inside the tank. Let's see what happens all the way up. That's alright. That's kind of what I want. Yeah, it's going to take a day or two for this to calibrate itself, but I really like it. New skimmers take like a day or two. I've read where some people, their skimmer takes like a week to break in. But yeah, at least getting some foam. Let's lower that a little bit. I'm going to have to watch this over the course of a day because I don't want it to overflow, but after about 24 hours, after it breaks in a little more, I'll be able to adjust it better. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't mind the salt creep. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye guys!